I swear this video is not meant to have sound. This is my second time trying to do a voiceover, so I am making Habanero Pico De Gallo. This is me chopping my cute little habanero that I plucked from my little habanero tree. I've got a couple of different hot peppers growing in my arrow garden. For this, you're going to chop it however fine or coarse you want. It's completely up to you. You can remove the seeds and the ribs or membranes. That is what contains most of the heat. The pepper itself, of course, but a lot of the heat is going to be in the ribs and the seeds. I like it pretty hot, so I am just going to leave all that stuff in. And I like it a little bit finely diced because I want habanero in pretty much every bite. I have some fatale white peppers growing as well as some peach heart habanero. Those plants are still really small, so it's going to be a while before I get any peppers from them. And honestly, I would have used 2 peppers in this recipe because I do like it on the spicy side, but I only had 1 that was ripe. There are a couple other really small ones that look like they're on their way, but that's what I had for now. So I just put those aside, and now I'm going to start chopping some garlic. For this recipe, I do not recommend going too heavy on the garlic. Garlic is quick to overpower, and this recipe is not supposed to be super garlic forward. You're supposed to be able to taste each ingredient really well. They all complement each other really well. So for me, this clove here was great. When I open the jar, I do smell a lot of garlic, but when I'm eating it, I'm tasting the garlic and all the other ingredients. And my cutting board came with this cool ass little garlic shredder. That was my first time using it. Go me. I'm using Roma tomatoes, and I'm using 2 of them. It's just me and my man eating it, so I didn't want to make a huge batch in case it went bad in the fridge, because that would be really sad. Yes. Of course, my man had to come in and disturb me. Very on brand for him. So I recommend cutting them into the size that I'm cutting them now. I'm wearing gloves because I did not want to get the habanero or the garlic on my hands because I'll burn my eyes, and I don't like the smell of garlic in my skin. I'm also removing the guts of the tomato. The seeds tend to be bitter and slimy. I do not want that in my pico, so you can leave it in if you really want. I recommend taking it out. What's that sound? Is that bun instruction?
Yeah.
Huh.
One
One of the little ones, of course.
He's eating the box.
Oh, of course he is. Third breakfast. The bunnies have already had lots of food, but they want more. Huh. So just speeding through this because you do not need to see me gut and chop a whole bunch of tomatoes for 10 minutes. What are you doing? You guys don't like tomato. They're at the gate begging for tomato, which they don't like. Sure, cute though. Choppity chop chop chop. Finally on the last piece. Get rid of those tomato guts. For the cilantro, if you don't like it, don't put it in. put in however much or however little you want. Again, I'm making a smaller batch, so I didn't need a crazy amount. And chop it however fine or coarse you want. I don't want to bite into big full cilantro leaves, so I do give it a pretty fine chop. I don't even end up using all of this. It ended up being a little bit more than what I was needing to put into this recipe. Does anybody else like the way the knife blade feels when it cuts through herbs?
Bernie, do you want to come look at how much cilantro I have left to see if it's enough for your guac?
He scored an avocado from his parents, so he's going to make some guac in a little while.
Yeah, that's,
So just one avocado, right?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need all of that in here.
You can stick it in a separate bowl if you want.
So. I shall.
Um,
Ah.
That timer went off for something else that I'm making. So here we have a lime, a good healthy pinch of salt. If you are making a bigger batch, obviously just scale up the ingredients. In goes my little habanero, bye-bye. I just squeeze the lime right in, it doesn't bother me. If you have cuts on your hands, like I often do, I do not recommend squeezing your lime into the bowl with your hands. Today, miraculously, I did not have any cuts on my hands. And that was about 2 teaspoons of white vinegar, which I know is not typically found in traditional pico, but I do find that it adds a really nice flavor and it helps it last just a little bit longer in the fridge. We can go through this pretty quickly. Sometimes it takes us a little bit, so I just don't want it to go bad. And since we like the taste of the vinegar, I thought, why not?
What are you doing, you little hellraisers?
So this is an old salsa jar that we had that I cleaned out, swearing I would use it someday. And well, look at me go, I'm using it now. So in that goes, pop on the lid, give it a shake, and while it is ready to eat right now, it is better if left in the fridge for a little while. I recommend leaving it in there for, I'd say at least an hour, a couple of hours, overnight even, and the flavors really mingle, and I just find that it tastes a little bit better. But if you are in a rush or you can't control yourself, like I can't control myself a lot of the time, then just dig in, it's all good. And obviously, if you don't like habaneros, you don't have to put them in. But I really wanted habaneros.